Hello and welcome to another update video about Litecoin. Yeah, I have an update to the chart because Litecoin made that lower low here when it broke below the $90 level. The previous direct upside scenario did get invalidated. So we're looking at a deeper correction. It's a bit of a little bit of a different count to many other altcoins, and therefore it's sort of only a yellow support area. Yellow means it's still decent, yeah, still decent setup. But the point here is that we have now a 1-2 setup here back in November, then another 1-2 setup, and this is the third 1-2 setup. So you shouldn't really have any more, because if you start to have 4 1-2 setups, things are getting very unlikely and very choppy and very corrective. For now, I can still go with it 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, which should lead to a third wave to the upside next. Yeah, here this white third wave, which would, however, only be part of the pink third wave. Yeah, so it should escalate quite a bit. And based on this wave count, this coin, based on the way, if the count is correct, Litecoin will possibly outperform many other coins soon. Yeah. So, but the condition is that we hold here $70.73, because if we lose this one, then yeah, it will become very strange, because then you've got a 1-2, yeah, 1-2. Yeah, it will not really work out. Then we would have to go with continuation of the bear market or something different, but it will look very strange. So ideally, we're holding this support. The $70 level is the 78.6 fib level. It shouldn't drop below that level. If it does, it will make this 1-2 setup here highlighted in white very unlikely. And I would also have difficulties to count it as a 1A B, C. Yeah, that's of course always possible, an overshooting B wave. But the problem is that this move to the upside did basically overshoot a little bit too much for that. So normally I place the limit for an overshooting B wave to the 1.38 retracement. And yeah, that was here at $94. So it did move up too much for an overshooting B wave. So ideally it's holding this level, right? And what would be the subwave structure for that? So if I'm zooming in a little bit, we go to the 1 hour chart, where you can see that off the high, which was formed in February, middle of February actually, we formed what I consider a WXY pattern. WXY means it's basically a complex correction, so that we moved down in a wave W, which is a corrective pattern. We moved up in an X wave. And what is most interesting to most people now is, I believe, what's going to go on here. And the way I see this is that we came down since off this high of, which was made on the 1st of March, that we came down in first a wave 1. No, 1 second. Now, first of all, let's look at the overall picture. So bigger picture, A wave, yeah, B wave, and now C wave to be unfolding, right? Looking at the A wave, just to show you quickly, because a lot of people like to know the labeling process, and my view is that this could have been a diagonal, wave 1, then a wave 2 to the upside, wave 3 down, wave 4 up, and a long wave 5. Absolutely possible. Yeah, wave 3 doesn't need to be the longest one. That's often a misconception. It often is, but it doesn't need to be. It just mustn't be the shortest one. Then yeah, the wave B here was a clearly corrective structure, A, B, C. Yeah. And now it's going to get interesting, because it could very well be that we are forming here like the last, we're in the last move to the downside. Could say this was a 1-2 setup, then here a third, nice fourth, and we could be in the fifth. Now this is where it's, where it starts to get interesting, because this 5-wave move, I mean, could that be only the wave 1 of a larger C wave? Yeah, of course, as you can see, this wave 2 can use all the space it needs. What's certainly possible is that this is only the first wave. We do a wave 2 afterwards, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the space is there. It certainly has the space, but is it likely? Well, hope you understand what I mean, right? This is a 5-wave move. This could complete the C wave, and with that also the Y wave of this WXY pattern, and with that also the wave 2. But because it's a 5-wave move, it could also only be the wave 1. Now, what does that mean for our trading? Now, few things. two possible strategies. First strategy would be to not be bothered about, is this the completion or do we go a bit lower? As long as we hold $70, you're happy with entering a long trade or buy spot. Yeah, so you could do that, and there's no financial advice. It's only a few strategic thoughts around this. As I always say, scaling into support areas can be extremely helpful. So you basically enter a trade, but you split the buy orders for that trade into different sections. Throughout this support area, small buy order up here. If it turns around here, okay, you only had part of your position filled, small part. That's life. You look for the next entry, but at least you have a foot in the door. If it goes lower and you scale in, that's fine. If it breaks eventually, then you get stopped out, probably below the box. But most of your position size, that's the triangle, was down here. So most of your risk is actually down here, very close to the invalidation point, or the point where the setup gets very unlikely. Now that's one possibility to capture that. And by the way, if we go down lower, yeah, and that's the beauty of this scenario. If we go down lower, you should still see a reaction in a wave 2. So if you enter somewhere up here, you can still move up your stop loss as it goes up. Hope that makes sense. The other possibility is to try to trade more aggressively. Yeah. If you have a 5-wave move complete here, and it could be the end of the move, it could be the C wave, then you just, when you have a reversal signal, you place a stop loss below the low and see if it works out. So that's sort of how it could work. Now looking at the entire picture, it would be more likely to get a longer C wave. Yeah, I would be leaning towards that. But then if I think about other cryptos, some cryptos are pretty close to completing their correction, I think. Now here it is because the wave W has a certain length. And we need to compare that to the length of the wave Y, okay? So, I mean, the 1-to-1 ratio, okay, the 1-to-1 ratio actually is down here at 82.71. So between 83.43 and 82.71, I think we've got fib confluence. That's got to be strong support. So that could finish this 5-wave move and could actually already finish the C wave and the Y wave. Be ready for that. I'm just showing you two options here and how to possibly trade it. If we escalate further down, the next target that would be relevant from this point of, how you measure these targets, the 1.618 extension at 73.12. But be aware that anywhere in this box, the price can turn around. Now you can also measure it by measuring the length of the A wave and comparing it to the length of the C wave. So if we do that, we take the length of the A wave, go to the high of the B wave, and the 1-to-1 ratio here would sit at 79.26, and the 1.618 at 71.51. So they all are finding, so all of these levels point towards somewhere in this box. I just gave you a few ideas, a few levels. Let's see if it can turn around there. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.